and gentlemen, today I want you to introduce some of my favorite Japanese music. There's a lot of Japanese music, but I think in the world, people really love to hear K-pop, but I think they don't hear much of the Japanese music if they don't have special interest in Japanese language. So maybe you don't know about the J-pop, so I will introduce some of my favorite. First is 28, Aoki Takamasa and Tsujino Noriko. This is the album of 2005, and it is like electric pop music. Aoki Takamasa uses his computers to make his sound, and Tsujiko Noriko is singing with her voice. And this is very incredible album because the sound of Takamasa Aoki is really dreamy and really sensitive. So it depicts some difficulty to live in the ordinary life, I think. So when I feel very tired and lonely, I just hear this album and find myself a little bit of easier to feel in this world. So really dreamy, and the sound is very good to hear. So I can't explain the sound that he made. This is really unique and also really comfortable to hear. Not like noisy and avant-garde, not like heavy kind of music. It is like soft, so you can hear it. Next one is album came from 1970. This is Happy End, rock band, and this is the self-titled album of them, and this is really good rock and roll album. I think they don't use English lyrics like a lot of other Japanese rock band do. Sometimes they begin to sing in Japanese in the first, and suddenly in the chorus they begin suddenly in English. You know what I mean? So, but in Happy End they never do that. They always begin to sing in Japanese and chorus Japanese too. And they have a lot of influence from UK and USA rock and roll music, of course. So they hear a lot of English and American band, so their sound is very heavy and also melodious. The Beatles, the Beach Boys, they are really heavy but very melodious. You know what I mean? So they use the electric guitar, they use some noises with it, but the atmosphere is really peaceful and really good to hear. It has the atmosphere of the younger age when you are lonely and you just live in the countryside of your boring days. I remember just spending some boring, annoying days when I was sensitive and younger and alone. So maybe this is the one of the earliest Japanese rock and roll music, which is very original and very unique. If you can understand Japanese, it would be good for you because the lyrics is also very good. It is written by Matsumoto, who is the really have a good sense to write lyrics, so it is really nice to hear. The next one is Kimidori. This is the underground hip hop unit of Japanese, and Kimidori literally means the color in between the yellow and the green. So they give their band, their hip hop unit, the name of the color Kimidori. And this is also the self-titled album. It is released in 1993. So the sound is really dark, but and the lyrics is also so dark. It is beginning like I hate myself, and kind of I hate myself, everybody treats me really bad or something like that, but I am living the life like that, so it is really good to hear that, because I also hate myself too. So but that their music have some kind of comfort about the living in the dark life. It also has the comfort because when they sing by their own voice, it means that they can show their real heart, even through they are living in the miserable life like I do. They can show their heart with their deep lyrics, with their dark but energetic voice. So there's a lot of good hip hop music in Japan, but this is one of my favorite, all-time favorite. So this is a little bit kind of dark, as I said before, but you should try it, you should hear it if you have interest in Japanese underground hip hop scene. Next is this is only album that which I introduced today without vocal. I mean, it is just a band, jazz band. This is Ginpari Session. The leader was Masayuki Takayanagi, and this is a jazz live session from 1963 in the club named Ginpari, which literally means silver Paris, Paris in the France. So it is like a recording in the small jazz club, I think. I don't know about the detail, but this is really good because really kind of simple and not showy sound. So they show the simple heart of their everyday life, and they don't do much special in this album, but this is so good. If you like to hear American jazz album, you can try it. This is one of my favorite in jazz. I love to hear American jazz, but I also love to hear it sometimes. Alright, next one. This is 2001 album. This band from rock band called Yura Yura Teikoku, which literally means Yura Yura is kind of swinging left to right, So swinging, and the Teikoku it means empire. So swinging empire, strange name, right? And this band name uses the hiragana and kanji. This is unique in Japan because a lot of rock and roll band in 19th and 2000 generations using a alphabet or katakana. It is very common to use alphabet or katakana. So it is like kind of feeling influence from the Western culture. But they just use hiragana and kanji. This is unique. But in reality, they also have a lot of influence from Western band, especially the Velvet Underground in New York, 1960s. They really love the Velvet Underground sound. They hear a lot of their albums, so their Yura Yura Teikok themselves also have some feeling of the Velvet Underground. They uses the dark tone, and they uses a very noisy sound in their guitars and bass. And I really love the Velvet Underground. So first time I hear this album, Yura Yura Teikok's album, I was already the big fan of the Velvet Underground. So when I hear this sound, oh, that's it. There are some people that loves the Velvet Underground in here, Japan. I love it. So this is the one of the earliest album of them, and this has a very primitive explosion feeling in them, like this cover art. I really love this cover art. It is like exploding from center to the outer side of the universe. So, and also I love this color, vivid pink, orange, yellow, and brown. I love this album art too, so you may try it. Yura Yura Teikok is also like Happy End. They sing in just a Japanese, so if you can't understand Japanese, it may hard to hear, I think. But if you have interest in Japanese language, maybe you can hear it immediately, and maybe after 2 or 3 years later you can understand the lyrics, which is also really fun to explore. Because in this album, one of my top favorite song of Yura Yura Teikok is called Machibito, which literally means waiting man. And it lyrics goes like this: I am waiting for a lot of time, this entire time, but I am waiting in my guitar, but I hope someday my guitar will sound well. It is really dark and introvert kind of feeling, but the lyrics is really kind of introvert and kind of nerd. He just waiting in the behind the guitar or something like that, but the sound is really noisy and upper feeling. So I like this kind of gap between the sound and lyrics. So sound is really noisy, heavy, but the lyrics is so introvert, so silence. So it is interesting to hear. So you may try it. And the next one from same year, 2001. This is the song by a girl from Okinawa Prefecture. Her real name was Shimabukuro Hiroko and her stage name was Hiro. She was one of the girl unit. I mean, there was a very famous young pop singing unit like idol. There was a Speed. It was very popular when I was a junior high school student, like when I was 11 or 12, everybody loves speed. It is really all time, all everybody. When I turn on the television, there is always speed, and there's 4 members in this girls popular unit, and one of them is she, Shimabukuro Hiroko. And of course, these 4 women are really nice to sing. I mean, they are very good at singing, but my favorite was Hiroko Shimabukuro. She have a very deep voice. She has a very kind of warm heart in her voices. So this is her first solo album, and only Hiroko was singing in this album. There is no appearance of other 3 speed members, and I really like to hear it, because hearing this, I remember the atmosphere in that era. I mean, when I was 11 or 12. Of course, I don't know much about the world, but I have some hope that someday my world would be fun, and there's a lot of things going on, but it was never happened actually. But in that time, I had a dream, and I had an ambition in my young heart. So anyway, everything was just a dream, so nothing happened in this era. I just getting old, so these dreams will never come true actually. But when I hear her voices, which I admired when I was a children, I remember that there was a hope once. So maybe you may hear it. Her voice is nice. You can hear her voice on YouTube or your streaming services, so maybe you can try it. And in this album, there's my favorite song was Delicious. It is like a woman waiting for a guy and making some pasta for dinner, and she is very young, and she really loves this man, so she tried to cook a good pasta for he. So this is like a teenage dream of about the guy who is very special for she. So it is nice to hear. You may try it. And next one is Kahimikari's Nunki. Kahimikari is not her real name. I think this is a stage name. Once she said that she wants a name that people doesn't recognize she is woman or he is man. I mean, this is kind of people don't realize that this is woman or man, like an anime character. So Kahimikari is her stage name, and this is her 2006 album, and the title is Nunki. And this is very acoustic sound, and she has have a small voice. She don't yell or shout in her like Janis Joplin. She's not like that kind of way to sing. She has a very whispering voice, but she has a strong heart, so even her voice is small, she tells a lot about her feeling, her heart. So this is really good to hear, and also the sound of acoustic guitar is really amazing. I mean, the guitarist is called Otomo Yoshihide. He is very famous in Japanese guitar scene. He also wrote some famous song for NHK, which is like Japanese TV broadcaster. Otomo Yoshihide wrote some very famous song for NHK's drama series, so everybody knows about his song, but very few people maybe digging his works, and this Nunki is one of his works. He played by himself the acoustic guitar in this album, and it is really great to hear with her Kahimikari's whispering voice. I once went to her concert. It was maybe 15 or 17 years ago. I don't remember the exact year, but it was in the Ueno. And there was Otomo Yoshihide and Kahimikari, of course. And it was really perfect night for my life. One of those very good concerts which I could go. Actually, I went to the it was a very small avenue, so it is like a classical hall or something, not like stadium or a very big avenue. So it was very cozy atmosphere, and I really appreciate it. Alright, next and last, A Long Vacation by Otaki Eiichi. Otaki Eiichi was a former member of the Happy End, which I already introduced for you. And this is his first solo album from 1981. Otaki Eiichi has a lot of knowledge about the Western band like the Beach Boys, the Beatles. He admires the Beatles especially, I think. And he has a lot of curious heart about how the Western great band like the Beach Boys, the Beatles made their sounds, and he really studied about it a lot. So of course in Happy End, Otaki's skill was really working for their unique sound, but this solo album is like explosion of his deep knowledge about the Western music. His melody is really beautiful, and his sound creating is really unique and beautiful. I can't remember how many times I hear this album. One of my all-time favorite album sung by Otaki Eiichi in 1981. So this is it. This is the end of my video. So thank you very much. If you have interest in some of these albums, maybe you can hear it. So maybe you have some interest in Japanese if you have this video. So maybe today you can't understand the lyrics. This is okay because Ginpari session is just a jazz session, so you don't have to understand Japanese. But if you hear some other Japanese lyrics songs, maybe you can't understand today, but someday, maybe 2 or 3 years later, you may realize about the lyrics too. So please try something if you have interest. And thank you very much for your time and for your attention for my video. And I am sorry about my bad English. Someday I hope I will develop my language skill. And thank you very much again, and have a nice day. Goodbye.